Arizona. I am grateful for friends that are gathering around me to help me through some hard times. Grateful for a new day. And today is a new day. Have a wonderful one.
Thank you, Cecilia.
Thank you, Cecilia.
We started a gratitude practice, and you're welcome to go add your gratitudes to the jar. It's things we are grateful for Unity of Mesa. So when somebody says, I'm grateful for Unity of Mesa, and then you fill in the blank and you said the Arizona weather, shall we take credit for that? Shall we take credit? Oh, welcome into spiritual community. Welcome to Unity of Mesa. My name's Reverend Mindy Tucker, and I am co-minister here. I serve with Reverend Nicky Golden, who's sharing the lesson today. We are blessed, especially today, to have Stefan Mladenoff singing in his very deep and low voice. He's truly a blessing. And of course, Jay Melberg on piano. And then we have a special treat from our children, which is their Christmas gift to us. Unity of Mesa is part of a worldwide movement that builds consciousness, a consciousness of love, joy, and peace. It's a consciousness that we crave for in our lives because we live in a world that doesn't always reflect the truth of who and what we are as individuals and the truth of who and what we are as a collective. But we are the presence of love, we are the presence of joy, and we are the presence of peace. And when you forget that, you can do what I do with my almost 5-year-old grandson, Zen. Zen. It's very calming. You can try it. Depending on how spun up you are, is how fast your fingers move. Zen. Which is a reminder to come home to ourselves, to come home to our divinity, to come home to the beauty that we are and the light that we are in the world. Let's begin our time together with a moment of prayer, knowing that there's only one presence and one power active in the universe and in our lives, a presence and power that we call God. God, the good omnipotence. And as we breathe our Zen, as we breathe this truth, we actually feel our mind settle. We feel the cells in our body relax into this moment, knowing that all is well in our mind, all is well in our heart, and regardless of appearances, all is well in our world. So it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Reverend Nicky Golden, you have the first announcement.
On Tuesday night, the 24th, Tuesday the 24th, I have a little trouble with time, you guys. We are having a Christmas Eve candlelighting service here. It's at 7 o'clock. It'll last about 45 minutes to an hour. We invite you to come. It's a sacred time. It's a time of really opening our hearts and minds together on the night before Christmas. So we invite you to come and be in this sacred space with us.
Everybody's welcome, children, adults. We have special candles for the children that are battery operated in case you don't trust them with a flame. All right, we are having a Christmas potluck for anybody who wants to come. If you are looking for community on Wednesday, we're going to have a potluck, bring something to share, 12 to 2. We'll be in the annex with our paper plates and our plastic forks and some of you, but we will definitely be there. I'm bringing chili egg puff, and I don't know, she might bring enchiladas or something. Anyway, it'll be fun. If you'd like to be in community on Wednesday, we are opening our doors in the annex at 12 o'clock. There's a sign-up sheet in the back if you want to share what you're sharing.
Yes, 12 to 2. We want to say thank you for your gifts of giving this season to the foster care project that the women's ministry is doing. Today is the last day. Karen and some folks are taking it to where it belongs tomorrow. So thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Special services coming up. We have Burning Bowl next Sunday. We have very few rituals in Unity. Burning Bowl is one of them. It's a beautiful way to end the year, to let go of the cares, the worries, the woes, the things that really are not going to serve you coming into 2025. We write them down on a piece of paper. We throw them in the fire. It's very powerful. That's next Sunday at 10:15.
Mm-hmm. And then on January 1st, we have Gong. I know it's a holiday, but Gretchen Bickert and Arn wanted to do it. And what better way to begin a new year than through vibration and raising our vibration through sound. So at 7 o'clock, masks are required. We will be having a Gong night in the sanctuary. I'm looking forward to it.
To give you a heads up, we have a 2-Sunday class after service that's not global positioning system. It's really about taking a look at our own genetic makeup and how our birth date actually creates a pattern or a map for us to follow. It'll be facilitated by Paul Raspa. It's based on human design, which is a whole way of looking at yourself. Paul's going to stand up. If you are in the sanctuary, you will see Paul. Paul, will you please stand up? Thank you. And then you can ask him questions. It's a very powerful way to begin a new year.
And we're going to invite you to stand as you are able, and let's sing together, Joy to the World. One of my favorite Christmas songs.
Thank you so much. Please be seated. We have Sherry Raspa, our administrator, coming up and going to share about our once a quarter community connection.
Thank you. Let me find my spot here. So this morning, for those of you who haven't been with us for Community Connection Sunday, this is our opportunity to highlight and to feature some of the organizations right in our Mesa community who are meeting the needs of all of us. Whether it's a personal need that you have or someone who comes into your life who may need these resources, we want to invest in our knowledge of our community so that our community is ready to invest with Unity of Mesa. So we want to establish that relationship and encourage it. We're going to focus on two organizations today. The first one is called One Small Step. One Small Step's mission is to provide clothing relief to anyone who cannot afford what they need. Today, their services include a clothing bank, homeless services that include showers and a free laundry service, a community classroom, uniform assistance for people who have newly gotten a job but do not have the clothing and equipment that they need to get that first paycheck, and mobile services that bring all of their services to parts of our community that are in the most need and who may have trouble getting transportation to their central office. The second location is called Cultivate Goodness. And their mission is to bridge the gap between those who want to volunteer and those in the community who are in need of services. Today, their projects support basic needs for the homeless, serving a weekly meal to residents of a domestic abuse shelter, placing encouragement banners for veterans, seniors, cancer patients, and first responders, supplying comfort items for cancer patients, and supporting foster children who are living in group homes. Both of these organizations are primarily volunteer-run, so if you or someone you know is looking for a new opportunity to serve, they're ready to welcome you with open arms. Thank you.
This is our children's spot, and as was mentioned, we have a special song that our uni kids will be presenting to us. So I'd like to invite our uni kids up. Yay! Okay. Yes. All right. It's called Put a Little Love in Your Heart.
All right, we all know this song, right? Yeah. I want to hear you guys sing along with us. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Another day goes by and still the children cry. What? Put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know, we won't let hatred grow. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Put a little love in your heart every day. Put a little love in your heart. It's no other way. Put a little love in your heart. It is up to you. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart.
Special walking is my favorite.
Thanks for joining along, and thanks so much to Stephen and also Jay, of course, for accompanying us, and all of you. That was great. So Kira is here with us, and she's going to lead us in our affirmation.
I am present
in this
in this moment of wonder and joy.
Please say it.
Please say it with me. I am present in this moment of wonder and joy.
Thanks, Kira. Kira, do you want to do the chimes? Thank you. All thank you to those brave uni kids that came up here and, yeah, that was great. Okay, so let's say a blessing for our children before we head out to our class today and sing them out. So children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are.
Beneath the frost of winter's veil, where whispers of the cold prevail, a seed of hope begins to grow in hearts alight with love's warm glow. No grander gift than hands that give, no richer soil than lives that live, with kindness sown in fields of grace to bring forth joy in every place. The smallest act, a flame will start to thaw the chill and weary hearts. A smile, a song, a gentle deed are all the light that Christmas needs. Like candles flickering in the night, we nurture peace, we spread the light. Through patience, love, and selfless care, we cultivate the gifts we share. And although the year may come and go, the seeds we plant, the love we sow, will blossom bright in timeless ray, the spirit of Christmas every day.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. Vile one, Mr. Grinch. You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given the choice between the two of you, I'd take the seasick crocodile. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are, and as I quote, stink, stank, starve. Mr. Grinch. You're the king of sinful sots. Your heart's a dead tomato splotched with moldy purple spots, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dung heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable, mangled up, entangled up knots. One more. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nauseous super nose. You're a crooked, dirty jockey, and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. You're a three-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
Did you have fun with that? Do any of you know Mr. Grinch? Oh, I see some hands being raised. At this Christmas season, it's not unusual to have a few come out to visit with us. Dr. Seuss wrote the book, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Dr. Seuss was looking in the mirror on the day after Christmas in 1956. And he looked at himself and he said, "Oh, you're such a Grinch." So he said to himself, "You're such a Grinch." He was really struggling with some things that year at Christmas time. He was struggling with the fact that his wife was ill, that she had had a series of strokes. And he was also struggling with the commercialism of Christmas. Have you ever heard that? The commercialism of Christmas? So if we think it's new, it is not new. He was challenged by it. And so what he did was he took his feelings that very day and began to write this book called The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. This is our friend the Grinch. He's a well-known character at Christmas time. It took him just a few weeks because by May of 1957, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas was out and about. It had been published. So what he did was he took those feelings of difficulty that he was having at Christmas time, that struggle, that internal struggle of loving this woman who was his wife, who was ill. And we know what it's like to love someone who's ill, and the feelings, the fears, and the concerns that it brings up within each of us. And he was really struggling against the commercialism of Christmas. It just amazes me that phrase, the commercialism of Christmas, has been around since before I was born, that people have struggled with it. It's a beautiful thing to me, and this is my opinion, to be able to see the lights of Christmas. Our neighborhood is this delightful, amazing light show that when we pull into the first part of our development, thank you, what was that called? The first part of our development, we have this question we ask each other: do you want to go left or do you want to go right? Because either way we go, we're going to see these spectacular Christmas lights. I will be honest, they are not on our house yet. But other houses have these spectacular lights. And it's a joy to see. We have this one particular house, they're constantly adding on things. So as we go past that house, what are they adding on? Now, we could look at this as commercialism. We could also look at this as the joy of expressing a time and a season that is filled with joy. We think of Christmas time as being filled with joy. So we're talking about cultivating Christmas today. How do we cultivate Christmas? Part of it has to do with what we believe. What do we believe about Christmas? Do I believe that it's simply commercial? Do I believe that the stores are out to get me to spend my money? That's a belief system. And that's okay if that's what we believe. Or do I believe that Christmas is a time to open our hearts, to connect with each other, to examine how we see love and joy and peace and harmony come forth in life? The choice is always ours. We can see the beauty of something or we can see the non-beauty. The very first Christmas that I ever spent away from my family, I was 22 years old. I had moved to New York just a few months before Christmas. I was attending a Baptist church, and because that's what I grew up as, so that's what I started with, was a Baptist church. I didn't end with that, but I did start with that, and I began to make friends in this church. And there were other people who were my age, in their early 20s, who were also alone for the very first time at Christmas. So on Christmas Day, we made a plan that we would get together and that we would celebrate Christmas with each other. And we did. We watched movies we watched Christmas movies. We listened to Christmas music. We brought foods that we liked and that we had enjoyed in our families, and we shared them with each other. It was a magnificent day. It was a day of choice. Was I with my nana? No. Was I with my mom and dad and my brothers and my aunts and my uncles? No. And yet I was with people who felt like family to me, because what we did was we opened our hearts to each other. We made a choice to celebrate Christmas together. We cultivated the feelings that we had had in our families. And from that level of cultivation, we opened our hearts in an unfamiliar setting, and we chose love. We chose joy. We chose harmony. And this was a zillion years ago, and I still remember the moments, and I can still remember the laughter. And our friendships, while none of us actually live in New York City anymore, we still stay connected. We stay connected on Facebook, and we write each other periodically. It's a friendship that has lasted because of a choice that we make. As we move into what many people do consider, Christmas. They started playing Christmas music before Halloween. The lights are up. We can move through the season from that consciousness. And if that's your choice, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Because just like we have a Grinch, and some of us have an inner Grinch, and some of us just know a Grinch outside, whatever it is for you, and I won't ask you to share that. We have a choice of how we see the world. We have a choice of laughing at Mr. Grinch, of recognizing ourselves and some of the qualities that come forth sometimes when we're stressed at a season that does, from the outside, put a lot of pressure on us. Buy the right and perfect gift. Do the right and perfect thing. Cook the right and perfect meal. Go to the right parties. Whatever it is, that pressure that comes from the outside. And yet the truth is that from the inside, we have a choice. I'm one who's like, I'm not going to feel the pressure of the gift. You might get a Christmas present from me in April, because that's when I have time. One year, I was very busy in school, and I had written my Christmas cards, and I had set them on my desk, and they got lost in a pile of research that I was working on. And I unearthed them in April. They all had stamps on them. I thought, well, I don't want to throw them away. I'm going to send them out. And I got more responses than I'd ever gotten from a Christmas card. So what that told me is other people were feeling that stress. So when I say to you, I don't always understand time, I think we create time and we make it. So I'm willing to create the choice to cultivate Christmas in my heart, because that's actually where Christmas comes from. And we have a lot of beliefs that show up for Christmas, but a belief is simply an inner acceptance of an idea as true. It doesn't mean that idea is true. I really want you to hear this, an idea as true. Because beliefs are not facts. Beliefs are simply thoughts that we've thought over and over and over and over. So if we think the thought, Christmas is simply commercial, oh, I have to just get myself through this season, then we're going to have a struggle in this season. But the beauty is, in the wholeness of the universe, in the wholeness of who we are, in the wholeness of our divinity, we have the capacity to embrace the Grinch within us. We have the capacity to choose joy over disappointment. We have the capacity to choose and choose again and choose again and choose again if that's what it takes. To cultivate Christmas in our hearts and to know that Christmas is commercial is a belief. It's a collective consciousness belief, but is it a belief that you wish to carry in your heart from this day forward? We get to choose. Sometimes it's difficult to stand and hold a different belief than other people, especially if those people are close to you. So I want to tell you this story about this woman named Anna. She lived in a very cold section of the country, so that there was often snow on the ground. But she loved gardening. It was part of her heart and part of her passion in life. And she loved gardening. And so she would garden, and she had learned how to garden in the winter so that beautiful plants could grow in the winter, even in the midst of snow. And as Christmas approached, she would put up a nativity scene. And then she would grow poinsettias around that nativity scene. So here's this beautiful nativity scene. Here's snow on the ground. And here are these beautiful red poinsettias that were giving color to everything. And one year, there was an early frost. And what happened was all the flowers that were blooming in her garden at the time, you know what happens when frost comes, when a really severe frost comes, they just wilted and they died. And people in the community were like, oh, this is so awful, this is so horrible, you always had such a beautiful garden, there's nothing that you can do about this now. You know the things that sometimes come forth in us when change happens that we really don't want to face. We let that part of us come up. There's nothing wrong with that. Give it 2 or 3 minutes of unenlightened ranting and raving. Give it that expression. Let that energy flow through and then come back to principle, which is what Anna did. She came back to principle and she started trying to figure out how to get her garden to grow. And one day she met a man who was moving through the different towns close to where she lived, and he came to her door. And he had heard about her garden, and so he wanted to see what was left of it. And he said, I'm going to give you this very special seed. This very special seed holds the essence of Christmas. And if you plant this seed, and you nurture this seed, and you care for this seed, then it will grow in this garden. And so Anna planted this seed. And all of the townspeople began to mock her. What are you doing? You know that the frost came. The frost came and it killed everything. There's no way that seed is going to grow. You know, it's so cold. Nothing's going to happen. Well, she nurtured that seed. She watered that seed. She went out. She talked to that seed. I don't know if you guys do this, but it really does work. She sang to that seed. And it took a while, but suddenly she saw a sprout. And she continued to nurture the seed. She continued to care for that seed. And that sprout grew and grew and grew. And on Christmas Eve, this incredible flower unfolded. It was a golden flower. It had this beautiful glow. And as the story goes, the glow lit up the town. What can this story teach us? That even in the midst of what we think is impossible, if we are willing to bring our heart to something, if we are willing to nurture something, if we are willing to be love in the world, no matter what's going on. So there's commercialism. We can make it wrong and judge it, or we can say, I don't have to be a part of it. I'm going to follow what's in my heart. The book of Colossians says, above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. Clothe yourself with love. Let's take a moment. Think of the most beautiful jacket that you have, or shirt or sweater, and imagine yourself pulling it on, your arms going into the sleeves, and you're wrapping yourself in something that you absolutely adore, that represents love. Let your imagination play with you. Let it be the very thing that you love, so that as you wear that cloak, that jacket, that sweater, that shirt of love, you just feel that love pouring through every cell of your body. And that love creates harmony within your system. So with every breath you breathe in and with every breath you breathe out, you're breathing harmony. Harmony in and harmony out. Love. Our heart chakra is the visible center of this invisible thing that we call love. We can feel it. Think of somebody that you love a lot, that you love beyond measure. And we can feel what love feels like, but we don't necessarily see that energy that's floating through the room. I'm going to invite you to turn and look at somebody without talking to them, but turn and look, and from your heart center, send this energy of love, this energy of Christmas to them. Be willing to look in their eyes. I know sometimes it's uncomfortable. And online, I'm looking at you. I see you. I'm sending you love. But for this entire room, I'm also sending you love. Being able to cultivate the love that we are, because that's who we are. It's part of our divine nature, is to love. And when we get out of that frequency or out of that vibration, when we stop recognizing that our thoughts are sending love, our ideas are sending love, and that we can choose what idea do we want to embrace, what idea do we want to hold on to. We can clothe ourselves in love, and we can clothe each other in love by being love as we move through the tasks of our daily life. I needed to go pick up a cake at Fry's yesterday at a time where Fry's was really busy. So I drove to Fry's and I parked and I took a minute and I took a breath and I closed my eyes and I said, I'm going to walk through as love. I've been writing this talk. I've been thinking about this talk. I'm going to walk through as love. And that's what I did. It was so easy to move through the grocery store to pick up what I needed, to look at some other things because I'm highly distractible at times, and I like to look at the decorations. I love to look at the flowers and give them a sniff to see what they smell like. I had a really good time in what could have been a very stressful experience, but our choices in how we begin to face those choices, how we begin to move into those choices, make a difference in how we experience those choices, which is what we've been called to do. Clothe yourself in love. Be an imminent, radiant factor of love as we move through this season. And as we do this, believe me, I had zero stress going to the grocery store. Zero stress. Made eye contact with people, found exactly what I needed. There was a checkout in this place where there had been this really long line. Suddenly, as I walked up, there was a checkout. Got to check out, move on, got home, went to where we were going. It was a very easy experience. The reason it was easy because I centered myself in love to begin with. And as we do this, this is principle. As we do this, as we take on that consciousness of love, we begin to move forward. And it's as if the universe just parts the way for us. The true spirit of Christmas lies in our hearts. And in our hearts are love. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, called love the energy that emanates from our heart and wants only the best for each other. Love loves for the sake of loving. And at Christmas time, love is born in us anew every day, every moment of every day, if we allow it. So the choice is ours. So when you find yourself, and my guess is you will, because I'm sure I will too, find yourself going, oh, it's Christmas. There's no place to park. Oh, I wonder what perfect parking space is going to open up for me as I transfer my love to this parking lot and see what happens. You know, parking is one of the first things that people often try out when they're beginning to look at thought as creative. And how do I create my thoughts? So let's use it now at this season also. Open our hearts to love. Open our hearts to love in parking. Open our hearts to see who's going to pull out just at the very time we're ready to pull in. Allow yourself to practice these principles in even the most smallest way, or what may seem like the most smallest way across this season, and see what opens up for us. See what fun you can have. See what connection you can have. See what laughter you can have in stores like Fry's and, I don't know, Walmart, even in, Starbucks. You can have a really good time. But the true spirit of Christmas lies in our hearts. And what is our heart? Our heart is the heart of love. Love, metaphysically, is this harmonizer. It's the truth of our being. It's who we are. And in those moments that we don't feel loving, when we feel Grinchish, like Dr. Seuss did, we can take that feeling and we can love ourselves for having that feeling rather than judge ourselves for having that feeling. Just simply love ourselves. Oh, look, I'm Mr. Grinch. Let me go, put something green on and walk through the house and, have some good fun with our Grinchiness so that we're loving it in a way that's going to transform it, because love transforms. Love transforms. When something is a conflict, if we will hold that conflict in our hearts as love, surrounding and infusing, then what we will do is we will begin to harmonize that conflict. Think about it as a solvent for that conflict. Conflict happens when things get hooked together. And if we use a solvent, we can unhook those things and let our minds stop thinking, oh, this is so horrible. And we can actually love that, oh, this is so horrible thought. And the more we love it, the less it's going to be a horrible thought. Oh, this is not so bad. Oh, I'm so glad I did that. I had a good time going to the grocery store today. We can make this choice at Christmas time and all year long, because the true meaning of Christmas is that the Christ, that love, another name for the Christ, is born in us today. That joy, another name for the Christ, is born in us today. That peace comes from us. And so often we want other people to be peaceful. I get that. There's times I'm like, oh, could you just get over it? When really what I need to do is go within me and see where I need to just get over it, where I need to bring love into my own heart, where I need to stand in the power of love and be that radiant golden flower that has been nurtured, and allow the Christmas lights to simply reflect the light of love that is already within me. Those joyful lights, those beautiful decorations, the heartfelt giving that people do. And allow that authenticity to cultivate Christmas for me. And I hope that same for you, is that you're able to cultivate Christmas, to open your heart, to love yourself as much as you can from exactly where you're at, and to be the spirit of Christmas for yourself. Because when you be it for yourself, you will be it for others. When we release the stress of the season, when we celebrate the season, we can celebrate the season year round. We might not keep our lights up year round, although if it was up to me, I would. But what we can do is just continue to celebrate. Reverend Darlene Strickland is at Unity of the Blue Ridge. This is where one of the hurricanes, Helene, hit very hard. And recently she wrote on Facebook, "Connection is the heartbeat of miracles. It transforms isolation into unity, scarcity into abundance, loss into gain, and despair into hope. It reminds us that no contribution is too small and no skill is too insignificant." We could replace that word with love. Love is what creates the connection. So when we look in each other's eyes, we're looking into each other's souls. We're creating that connection. We're creating that moment of interaction between ourselves and each other. And it is the relationships that give Christmas its joy in so many ways. So love is the heartbeat of miracles. You are a miracle. You are a miracle. Say that. I am a miracle. I am a Christmas miracle. And I am an everyday miracle. If you're interested in cultivating Christmas, say this with me. Let me read it first. I cultivate Christmas when I open my heart to see myself and others with love. If you're interested in cultivating Christmas this season, say this with joy. I cultivate Christmas when I open my heart to see myself and others with love. You've already done that once this morning when you looked at each other with love. You've done that already. So now you have the opening, energetic pathway to doing this all of this season long. Cultivating Christmas everywhere you go with each other, including the folks that you think are rather grinchy. And there are some that appear rather grinchy, but can we love them also so that they're just grinchy? And the love reduces any judgment that we might have. So let's be the ones who open the door of love in each moment, wherever we go this Christmas season. We're going to invite you to sing your way into meditation with a song that is just talks about the beauty of who and what we are.
I am beautiful. I am powerful. I've let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate who I am. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You've let go of your past and celebrate who you've become. You are beautiful. You are powerful. And you celebrate who you are. We are beautiful. We are powerful. We let go of our past and celebrate who we've become. We are beautiful. We are powerful. And we celebrate who we are.
There's all our words. This is where We can be grinchy or we can be loving. And let's take these thoughts into meditation. We are powerful, powerful beyond what we know. Maybe powerful in some ways more than we want to experience. But open your heart just a little bit fuller and a little bit more, and let that power in. Let in the power of power, that ability to concentrate and to know that your spiritual authority comes from your divinity. And let's engage in the power of love. The power of love to bring peace. The power of love to bring harmony. The power of love to create joy in our hearts and in our lives. The power of love as we cultivate Christmas this season in our hearts and in our minds. And let's take these thoughts into the sacred and holy silence. Say in your mind's eye, I am a Christmas miracle. I am a Christmas miracle. Let go of that past where anybody's told you there is something wrong with you, and affirm that you are radically right in this world, that there is something radically right about you. That your nature is love. And that when we live in our nature, we are living that vibration of love, that energy that emanates from our hearts and wants only the best for each other, including ourselves. Love. Allow that word to simply open your heart. Just allow that word to open your heart. Take a breath into your heart and breathe out of your heart at your own pace for just a second. So that when you breathe, you imagine that breath coming straight into your heart. And this is a time to send love, to be love, because love is healing. This is a time to just hold that space in our hearts, to know love. So from your heart to Cecilia's heart, simply send love. This is the greatest thing you can do in this moment. Notice your concern. Notice the worry that comes up. And let's love surround that. Let's put principle into action in this moment, for this will be the most healing thing that can happen in this moment. Allow yourself. Jay, will you continue to play, please? Allow yourself to notice. Don't make yourself wrong for the worry, because the worry comes out of love. The worry comes out of concern. But this is a beautiful moment to know that this is the best way, the most effective way, the most powerful way is to love in this moment. To hold that love in your heart and let anything that feels like doubt simply be breathed out. Simply be breathed out. It's in the real-time moments that are the most difficult at times to practice principle, because we feel scared and we feel caring and we feel kindness. But this is when we practice the principle. Take a breath. I am love. Say it again. I am love. Love is the master healer. Come on, you guys. Love is the master healer. Love harmonizes. Love makes all things work together for the good. And then rub your hands together for a moment. Just simply rub your hands together. Because what happens when we rub our hands together and then activate your palms, because we have healing in our hands. We are healing. We are healers that allows the divine energy to move in, through, and as us. And it's the divine energy that does the healing. So just direct it toward Cecilia in this moment. Direct it toward yourself in this moment, because we can give and receive at the same time. That's how powerful we are. And we can discipline our thoughts to come into alignment with love in this moment. We are cultivating Christmas as we do this. We can hold worry, and we can surround worry with love. And take a breath. Yeah, and take another breath. Lori's going to give us our offertory. Thank you for jumping in to do so. Thank you for being willing to apply principle in a moment that's unexpected. Because this is what life is about. And this is what unity is all about. And this is how we learn to live. Is to take the moment as it comes to us, to feel it, and to love. Say that with me. This is how we live. To take the moment that's unexpected and apply principle. And we are being love when we do this. So thank you for your willingness to be love in an unexpected moment, but to practice that principle and to put it into action, because this is Christmas.
Thank you, Reverend Nicky. Cecilia, you want to give everybody a thumbs up? Yeah. Now comes the time where we can give back to our beautiful community. Thank you for the ushers coming up. It's our time for offering, giving season. There's several ways to give here at Unity. You can text. You can give via the Vanco app. You can give in the bookstore today by regular mail or today in person. So thank you for that. Let's say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
Go for it. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe. help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, yeah, now it's Christmas. Okay, for sure.
Yes, indeed.
As Carrie and Rick come forward, let's have them turn around and face you and celebrate the generosity that you have expressed today by saying together, we are one with the opulence of God. We are now in the flow of infinite abundance, and we give thanks for the prosperity that is ours by divine right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have hospitality in the garden today. We have chaplains who are available to pray with you. We have Delane, she's standing up. We have Sharon, and Audrey in the back. So yeah, those prayer chaplains are going to be very busy. Take your Christmas joys and concerns to them. Share what's going on in your life, and know that in community that we are all in this together, and that we are together healing ourselves, our friends, and the world.
And I invite you to be mindful and thoughtful. Ask Cecilia, how would you like to be supported? Because so often we rush into support in the ways we would like to be supported. But that's not always how someone else wishes to be supported. So ask that simple question. How would you like to be supported today? And ask each other that question too, so that you are supporting each other, that we are supporting each other in this community in the ways that we would like to be supported. Merry Christmas to each of you. I hope you come on Christmas Eve to celebrate Christmas with us in the candlelighting service. I hope you come for a potluck with us on Christmas Day.
I hope you come to Burning Belt. I hope you come to Whitestone. I hope you come to all these things.
Indeed.
Because we know that you are blessed. Every time you show up, your presence makes a difference, not only in our lives, but in your own. So, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Cultivate some Christmas joy.
Amen.
And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Okay, yeah, I am. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. Where are you going? Going to see the family?
My family in South Carolina.
That's lovely.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
This was great, man.
Thank you. Likewise. Oh, we need to take a picture.